some Tennessee honey. That's good stuff. I'm currently working on the blue wand for my next batch. So the next batch is damn near complete. I'm not going to say when I'm going to post it, but it's getting done. Got the blue wand on the right. Shit, excuse me. I got the blue wand on my vice clamp. It's dry enough that I can handle it without getting stuff all over my hands. But in the last couple of stages of it drying, I'm going to squeeze that handle to the wand. But when the Mod Podge was dry enough, I could handle it. On the first half, I went and did the rest of it earlier, making these wands for my next batch. That's how I rock and roll. And grab some toilet paper and I'll leave it stuffed up. Worst comes to worst, I'll fucking drink some Satan's blood hot sauce, but I don't think it's gonna have to come to such a drastic measure now. Once it Now the blue wand is dry enough to where I can just leave it in the vice clamp for the moment while it finishes the last couple of steps of drying completely. It's not going to drip everywhere. My goblet has a splash of Tennessee honey. Cheers. Now, earlier, I had to break up some drama, and well, I think circumstances are what they are, but I diffused the situation as quickly as I could. Yep. I didn't even have to use this bad mama jamba right here. This is the holster I got to go with my pistol. And I can carry it on my side. And I took it off for the moment. And of course, it's empty. It's gun safety 101 is that you keep any firearm that you possess empty unless you have to use it. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's gun safety 101. You keep your guns empty unless you have to use them. And a Colt Cobra would have been cool, but which was also a 38 special. but that was $600 some odd. And I wanted to do a Colt Cobra all black with a green fiber optic sight, and that would have been even more money on top of that. Here's a 38 special that's black and green to begin with for half the price of a Colt Cobra, which, Charter Arms selling a much cheaper version. I mean, I'm 27 years old, so I'm, of course, old enough to legally purchase said device, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of protection. And the nice thing about this leather holster that I bought for it is I can loop my Harley Davidson belt through it quite nicely. I loop it through on the sweet spot, and it allows me to carry my pistol quite nicely. But when I found a 38 special revolver that's already black and green for like a little over $300, I'm like, that's a pretty good deal, man. Like, I wasn't gonna pass that up. And I've talked to people who are experts on this sort of thing. This definitely feels like a quality made product. And there are people who examined it who have been around this sort of thing a lot longer than I have. And even they are like, dude, nice. And I got a BB gun I was customizing for a homie. And I'm like, well, shoot. I'm customizing a BB gun for a friend of mine. I thought to myself, I gotta get me a new piece too. Why not, right? And this is definitely double action. Now, if you accidentally engage your hammer, you hold that trigger. It's empty, of course. So to prevent that sort of thing, next time it happens, if you hold that trigger down and hold that hammer, then you can safely disengage it. I can demonstrate that safely because that's how I roll. I already know the gun's empty. I've already checked it several times. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, you don't know how to handle a fucking firearm. You're irresponsible. Check this out. If I cock the hammer back and I go to push the cylinder release, the cylinder doesn't pop out. Okay, so you can't release the cylinder when the hammer's cocked, which means you have to safely disengage it by holding the trigger back, squeeze that trigger, very gently release the hammer, just like that. And that safely disengages your trigger, just like that. And then now the trigger's not going to pull back because it was decocked, basically. Now, if you open that on the side, give it a little push, that black button to push, that pops open the black cylinder. Now you can open it. There is no safety on it for the most part. It's just a basic 38 special, nothing too fancy, but it's black and green. The price was right, so I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, I'll give it a whirl. Now, one thing I like about revolvers over semi-automatic pistols is that look how easy that is to clean. You pop the cylinder open, boop, 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 you know what I'm saying? A revolver is so fucking easy to clean. So fucking easy to clean. You know, the semi-automatic pistol, you're going to hold more rounds, yes, but there's also a lot more to clean. These are much like a break-action shotgun, are very easy to check for safety. You know what I'm saying? Rule number one is you keep it empty unless you have to use it. And rule number two, anybody who wants to see it, you automatically hold it like this, just boom. You see what I'm saying? And people are like, well, you don't know how to handle a firearm. Okay, so what do you think I'm doing right now? Oh, I know, getting familiar with my gun so that way I don't fuck up on it. Oh, golly gee willikers. Oh. See, I couldn't be any more sarcastic if I wanted to. People treat me like I'm stupid, but I'm like, okay, I just purchased a brand new firearm. I need to familiarize myself with it. And I now know the inside and outside of my own pistol like the back of my hand. And, this is a cool little handgun. But with great power comes great responsibility. It's a quote from Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? This is too cool of a handgun. And why would I want to do something stupid? Doing something stupid would risk me losing this. And quite honestly, that's just pointless. And living in the state of Wyoming, which is a very gun-friendly state, I might add, I was able to purchase this handgun pretty quickly because, one, I don't have a felony. Two, my background's clean. I don't have any warrants. And three, I have a valid ID that states my current address. And four, my background's clean. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't in a rush to get it, you know what I'm saying? Because they're like, well, it's going to take a background check and some out paperwork. All right, no big deal. No big deal. Answer a couple of questions, fill it out real quickly. All right, and they hand them off my ID, and then background came back clean so quickly. My background to get a firearm came back clean so quickly, quicker than hell's bells, man. And I'm like, okay, the price range is about what I can afford, and it's my two favorite colors. All right. It's like you walk into I don't know, I was in the market to buy a BB gun to customize for my friend anyways. And right after seeing the BB gun I wanted to customize for my friend, I see this pistol sitting on the shelf, and I'm just like, is that a black and green pistol? That's fucking sick. What caliber is that? 38 special? Well, that's not bad. Cops and detectives use that for a long ass time, so it's a reliable caliber. It's nothing too overly powerful. What's the price range on that? 300 some odd dollars. Okay, that's not bad at all. I mean, to be brutally honest, I don't know what these trolls are going to do to me next, and a little bit of extra security wouldn't fucking hurt. I'm not going to say that my trolls are so fucking obsessive that they might try to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that they're not. But I'm born, but I was not raised in Wyoming, but I was born in Wyoming. That being said, Wyoming is a very gun-friendly state. So why the fuck would I want to abuse that right, YouTube? That's what I'm fucking getting at. Like, to be able to legally purchase firearms like this at my convenience if I have the money on hand, that's a beautiful fucking thing. Why the fuck would I want to abuse that right? You know what I'm saying? That'd be a waste, you know? So, yeah. I've been looking to get a pistol or some kind of sidearm to go with my shotgun. This will do nicely. I'm not in the market to purchase any more guns after these two. Just two is enough for my collection. I don't need to have. I really do not need to have more than two. I don't see the need, you know. Unless of course I was living in my dream house and I had a shooting range and I can shoot regularly, then okay, yeah, I'd buy a couple more guns. But for personal defense in a small apartment, two guns is plenty. You know what I'm saying? And for a studio apartment, this is much easier to wield and fucking aim. The intruder comes in, it's like, wrong apartment, motherfucker. Yeah. And, yeah, I'm glad I purchased this. This is a really sweet looking revolver. It's my two favorite colors. And 38s don't kick that hard. It's probably going to kick a little bit harder than a 9mm, but I'm alright with that. It's got And the weight of it, it's got a nice, decent weight to it. It's not so light that you feel like you're holding up like nothing, but it's not so fucking heavy. You're just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's got a nice balanced weight to it. This is a finely crafted revolver. I haven't even shot it yet, and right off the bat, I'm already impressed. And a couple of my friends who are more experienced with the guns and what have you are like, dude, this is a sweet purchase. I'm like, yes. I mean, for the price, you really can't beat it. I do like 1911s, but they're way more expensive and a lot harder to clean because you're gonna open the slide and you got the angle in it. Revolvers are so much easier to clean, so much easier. I now know the inside and outside of my new gun like the back of my hand. And it's nice, yeah. Hashtag fuck gun violence. Hashtag fuck mass shootings. Hashtag fuck suicide. I'm gonna raise my goblet of whiskey to Chester and to Stephen Hawking, of course. Yeah. And to all the cool cobras that passed away recently. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, buddy. As far as hard liquor goes, that burn's manageable. Like, I'm not even mixing it at this point. I wanted a nice leather holster that I could put on my belt that would conceal this. And I'm looking around the shelves. Once I found the shelves with the holsters, I'm looking around. I see this one and I'm like, leather, okay. It was pretty expensive on the holster, but I'm like, you know what? I'm already spending $300 on a $300 some odd dollars on a kick-ass black and green pistol. Might as well go the extra mile and get a holster that I can attach to my belt. And I've been breaking this in slowly but surely, kind of squeezing it just like that from the sides here to kind of loosen it up a bit. And after it loosened up a bit, it's starting to fit this pistol very nicely. Yeah. And being able to carry a pistol is my Wyoming given right. It's the Second Amendment right. It's the kind of thing our founding fathers fought for. And you think, okay, let's punish the people who support guns on YouTube because some asshole shoots up a school. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Now, what you need to do is you need to fucking educate children on bullying. Okay, that didn't work. So, okay. Now, here's the thing. You want to relate to children when it comes to bullying. You need to get on their level and be like, okay, you know what? All you people bullying these people out there, you think, okay, you know what? You're stuffing these kids in the trash cans. You think anybody gives a shit about that crap when you get out of high school? No. Do you think when you go to a fucking job interview in college and you brag about how many nerds you stuffed into a fucking trash can, do you think it's going to get you hired? They're going to look at you like, wow, what a douche. They're going to look at you like, no, I'm not going to hire this person. Like, what the fuck is that shit? No. No, you need to be like, okay, look, you all going through the same shit, basically. Puberty, peer pressure, trying to get good grades, fit in, figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life, and that sort of thing. So pretty much every teenager is going through the same thing to some degree. Why the fuck? No, I'm not asking y'all to be like buddy with each other. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? No, fuck that. Why the fuck are millennials fighting? Like, you gotta end that cycle, brah. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Y'all going through the same fucking shit, and you're fighting because one clique is supposedly thinking they're better than the other clique or some stupid shit. Now, YouTube is just like fucking high school. Different channels, different cliques. You feel me? YouTube says, well, welcome to YouTube. You have the right to a harassment-free education. I mean, experience. The school system says that, though, don't they? Yeah, that they do. But quite often there's too many students to monitor, and quite often there's too many YouTube channels to monitor, so you can create an account just to harass somebody. It's so easy to do, and it's a waste of space on YouTube's website. You know, people who abuse the system just to create troll accounts. And at the end of the fucking day, the people who created YouTube don't really care that much because it's helping their website grow. He said ironically while making a YouTube live video. No, but here's the thing. The shooting that happened at the YouTube live place, fuck that bullshit, dude. Like, straight up. I've been demonetized on YouTube and I didn't care. I was like, well, shit happens. Maybe the next video will get more views and not demonetized. Quite honestly, I didn't care. YouTube's kind of a hobby. If I can make money doing that, then that's cool, you know. But when I find that an artist is restricted because I'm like, okay, explain this to me. YouTube says we're gonna decensor, we're gonna demonetize some chick wearing a leotard on YouTube, right? But some news article about Kim Kardashian posing naked for Playboy, and it features censored pics, but it's still a news article. That's totally allowed, right? But some chick in a fucking leotard just making videos doing gymnastics, that's not allowed. Explain that one to me. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I'm just fucking saying. Thank you, Lucifer. Thank you, Lucifer. Thank you, Satan. Thank you, the devil himself. Thank you, the Almighty Three. Thank you, the Almighty Three. The only person that died in that shit was the shooter herself. Too many times we're so used to hearing about mass shootings anymore, and it's bullshit. I'm fucking tired of it. And for once, the only person that died was the shooter. And what's funny is that this bitch goes to the shooting range before she pulls it off. And, you know, because she's all bad, you know, yeah, right. And, of course, I know what a lot of women out there might say when they see my new handgun. They're like, men and their guns. And I'm like, okay, now you can't say shit about that. Now you cannot say shit about that. That cliche is so fucking over. I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna fucking say it. You get to celebrate not really something you want to celebrate, but I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? The world's like literally the first female mass shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's horrible to say, but it's the fucking truth. Like, you can't sit there and say that men are their guns. You know, come on, dude. That sexist cliche was so done with before it even started. And now women can't even legitimately say that because there was a female mass shooter. Because if they say that, they sound like they're being insensitive. You know, think about that for a second, YouTube. Wrap your minds around that. I mean, just recently we had the first half black president, which is awesome. Now we have the first Cheeto president. No, but all jokes aside, and I'm going to be 100% real with you right now. I actually feel sorry for Trump when he gets bullied on on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of relate to that. You know, I'm not saying I get bullied as bad as he does, but I have gotten bullied on social media, and I'm like, dude, that shit's not fun. That's just, dude. But at the same time, when you're doing stupid shit that, you know, people take notice and they're just like, okay, you know. I mean, you're on your campaign trail saying you support the LGBT community, and as soon as you get into fucking office, you're like, oh, you're gonna ban transgendered people from serving in the military. Like that's the kind of political bullshit that people expect from a typical politician, right? All I'm gonna do is bitch about it, man. I'm just gonna say that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Even John McCain was like, bro, really? Excuse me. Fighting off a cold and doing mighty damn fine at it. But even John McCain was like, Trump, really, bro? Come on. That's kind of bullshit, B. I'm just saying, like, no, he has a good 3.5 years left, so he has time to turn it around and do some good. But here's the thing about it, YouTube. The goddamn president is just a puppet on strings. You think the president's in charge of this country? No. There's someone controlling the president, and they're behind the scenes. You can't see them, but they're behind the scenes. And you think Area 51 is just for harvesting aliens? Oh no, it does more than that. Area 51 also harvests a lot of things. Alien spaceships, demons, fallen angels, all sorts of things. Things that the government doesn't want us to see because they think, oh, we can't handle the truth, you know. And you can be like, oh, here's this drunken autistic on his conspiracy theories again, but whatever, right? This gun is so fucking sexy, it just makes you want to say, America, fuck yeah. So if I'm still stuffed up within the next couple of days, I'll start eating some spicy food that'll clear my sinuses right the fuck out. But right now, I'm gonna. There we go. Oof. I push to entertain you fine people, because you're the people that, even people who tune in to watch the live videos this late in the evening, that's the kind of crap that says to me, okay, these are loyal fans, or people who are just curious, like, okay, what's this guy up to? That's a nice heavy trigger. So right off the bat, I can spin it without it engaging the trigger. And then, of course, I tested that shit before loading it. I can spin it without engaging the trigger, like some gunslingers type shit. You see what I'm saying, YouTube? Like the double action trigger, look how heavy the trigger pull on this is. See what I'm saying? Now, as a pro tip, if you have a trigger that has a very light trigger pull, do not attempt to sling and spin your pistol when you have a very light trigger pull. That's just stupid as fuck, because if you can just barely pull that trigger, you know what I'm saying? But this trigger is really heavy, so because the trigger on this pistol is really heavy, I feel comfortable knowing that even if it was loaded, it ain't going off. What's really good? No, I'm just kidding. Some Doc Holliday shit right there. I'm your Huckleberry. Why, Johnny Ringo? You look like somebody just walked over your grave. Fight's not with you, Holiday. I beg to differ, sir. We started the game, forgot to finish. Play for blood, remember. But the only thing that goes sexier with this 38 special on the holster that I bought with it, wish I could put that back in the holster just nicely like that. It doesn't stay engaged. I mean, that is beyond fucking cool. That's just a nice little sidearm to go with the shotgun. Nothing special, but at the same time, I mean, dude, I'm very impressed with the quality of this. I haven't shot it yet, and I'm already impressed with the quality of it. I'm just like, yeah. This is a pretty sweet little deal. And this allows me to save it for a car after the fact. Now I got a nice little side piece to go with my shotgun. I can save it for my Studebaker and what have you. You know what I'm saying? But I got a little sidetracked, which to be fair is understandable because that is a sexy little pistol right there. Like the grip on it is just comfortable as shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a feeling that when I go to the shooting range with this puppy, it's gonna be fun as fuck, dude. Like I'm not even worried about when it's gonna happen. I just know that when I go to the shooting range with my pistol, it's gonna be fucking awesome. Typical gun owning American from Wyoming, alright. This can's almost empty, so you know what? Feed into the stereotype. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not feeding into the stereotype. I'm just being an ass. But no, seriously, I got a nicotine craving. If the sound of chewing tobacco triggers you, turn away now. Still got a little bit left in there. Hell yeah, I can dig it. That's a pretty big chaw dip. I've dipped bigger dips than this, but when you know in the last couple of bits on your cam, you can make your bigger dips a lot smaller to conserve it a bit. And I don't dip very fucking often, but people have this misguided view of, there it is. Look at this bastard right here. People have this misguided view of Americans, like Americans and their guns. And I can sit there and say, well, I'm sick and tired of it, but here you are showing off the new gun I purchased. So it really doesn't do me any good to bitch about their argument because it, completely pointless, But then I realized, of course, and I've always realized this, that I could be a responsible gun owner, which I am. I'm a responsible gun owner. But there's always going to be that one asshole that fucks it up for everybody. And that's always been the case for a lot of things, including things like fidget spinners. These were things that were devised for children to, fuck with in school, but they have anxiety or they're anxious, they fiddle with it and, that sort of thing. But then a couple of kids are like, yeah, these are kind of cool to play with. And it became a trendy sort of thing. Next thing you know, kids were spinning them really quickly and throwing them at other kids. And they get banned pretty much everywhere, except Wyoming. It is not illegal to own a fidget spinner in Wyoming because, quite frankly, if parents down here see their kids doing that shit, they're like, no, I ain't having that. They're not going to ban the fidget spinner just because your kid's being irresponsible. That only feeds into the bullshit mentality that perpetuates mass shootings in the first place. This doesn't have any bullets. This is a paperweight, for fuck's sake. That demonstrates my whole point. YouTube. Like this right here without bullets is just a paperweight. Even the bullets themselves, paperweight, That's a man-made tool. Okay? 1, 2, fuck mass shootings. 3, fuck suicide. 4, fuck society's bullshit. Okay, that's no different than, okay, you stick a fork in the outlet, you'll electrocute yourself. Is that the fork's fault? Is that the outlet's fault? No. Okay, you sat on your ass and ate junk food all day. You got super fat. You didn't exercise very much. So because of that, you're overweight. Is that the company you chose to consume's fault? No. No. I'm not going to blame tobacco when and if, that's a big if I get cancer from smoking my pipe or doing some dip or smoking a cigarette or smoking a hookah or smoking a cigar, if I get any sort of cancer from consuming tobacco, I'm not going to gripe about it. That's a big if, I'm aware of the consequences. And quite honestly, I don't give a fuck. The one difference I noticed between Copenhagen wintergreen over here versus Copenhagen mint. The Copenhagen mint has a more minty sort of burn. This one has sort of a wintergreen sort of burn, but it's not as potent on like the intensity, Copenhagen mint is way more intense than Copenhagen wintergreen, but they both have an equal sort of lip blistering goodness to them, if you got a cold and you got a bunch of mucus you try to cough up, it can also help to cut back on your smoking if you buy a couple cans of chew. Which most people don't realize that. They're like, oh, okay, so he's just chewing to be gross and obnoxious and stereotypical Wyoming. No. Fuck off. Man, got a nicotine craving. And maybe, yeah. Mm. Although if I had to pick a favorite between Copenhagen mints and Copenhagen wintergreen, I Copenhagen mint a lot better. It's just that intensity is just minty goodness. But they're both good flavors in my opinion. It's just grody. I'll dump a bunch of chew spray in my pants. Yeah. Get that off. Into the back in there. There we go. That was. This is a bit more convenient than spitting into a can, of course. No, while I wait for the wands to dry, not a whole lot I can do until then, because after this blue wand is done drying, I'll basically have like 3 wands left. And one of them's like halfway complete, damn near, so. I know my wands are going to sell out quickly. Not worried about that. But making sure I'm delivering a quality product, you know what I'm saying? And it's better to get the whole batch done at once before selling it than it is to, so. trying to provide y'all with some late night entertainment. I'm not gonna be like all stingy. I'm not gonna do this all the fucking time, but every now and then, a couple of nights a week, every now and then, I'll just be like popping up late night, like what's good. I've seen used guns go for a lot more than what I pay for this. This is brand spanking new. I literally spent less than $400 for the holster and the pistol altogether. That's not a bad deal considering I spent $420 on my side by side when I first got it. That's smart gun shopping right there. No sense in worrying too much about the comment section at the moment. Keep focusing on the camera, Because after I got done doing Keeper Cast, Alex and Dustin were having a disagreement, and I broke it up as quickly as I could. And when it got in a situation where you understand both sides, you know what I'm saying? When it got in a situation where you kind of understand both sides of the argument, and I didn't want nothing going down in my apartment, and I didn't want a bunch of drama and shit going down. And so I defused it as quickly as I could. And I didn't have to pull up my pistol to do it neither. I just was like, hey, bro, come on. They're both friends of mine. So I'm like, come on, bro, let's not do this. You know what I'm saying? And I went and hung out with some friends of mine. I went and hung out with Scotty for a bit. And then Tina gave me a ride back to my apartment before him and Scotty, or her and Scotty, I should say. God damn it. Fucking alcohol. Scotty's girl Tina gave me a ride back before him and Tina retired for the evening, is what I was trying to say. That's the thing of it. I can't really get too mad about saying my words at an improper time. That just seems like a stupid thing to get pissed about. Considering everybody's done it at least once in their life. Misplaced their words or said some shit they didn't mean to say. Just words not coming out right. That stupid shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Another reason why I chose a revolver is because they're easier to clean. They're a little bit cheaper, and of course, not really cheaper, easier to clean, but well, because it holds less rounds, it's going to cost less to shoot. So if you're not going shooting very often, it doesn't do any good to get a gun with high capacity. You could if you wanted to. If you're responsible, law-abiding citizen, it's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? One of the questions they ask you on the form for filling out a background check is, are you addicted to any hard substances like marijuana or alcohol? And I check the box, no. And that's honesty right there, I enjoy alcohol and I enjoy my tobacco. I'll go to Colorado and smoke when I can, but I'm not addicted to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you're addicted to marijuana, it's a mental addiction, if anything. Because marijuana is not physically addicting like cigarettes or crack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there are some people who are against it being legalized, but if your children are getting a hold of pot, it's much better they get a hold of it from a dispensary than from someone they don't know off the street. At least you know it ain't getting fucked with. Thank you for the so you got a $10 donation. That's what's up. Thank you for the $20 donation. Much obliged. See, these drunken late night shenanigans make me some money because people like this honesty. They can appreciate it. They're like, you know what, this guy's real. Fuck yeah. Make the money from my Studebaker in no time. Keep selling them wands and doing live streams on YouTube. That dip lost all its flavor, and it's damn near full. I like to clean my gums when I chew. Kind of just going with a finger or a thumb and, you know, get all the crumblies off my teeth and my gums. I mean, I wouldn't care either way. People be like, oh, well, look at that. He chews. You can see it stuck between his teeth. That's so gross. You know, people are so crass and offended by anything anymore. It's ridiculous. Oh, King Cobra purchased a pistol. That triggers me. That's a horrible pun, but I went there. No, but dude, I've owned that shotgun for how many fucking years, and nothing bad has happened. So what makes owning the pistol any different? That's what I'm getting at. I'll be right back. And make sure this mud jug's empty. Well, it's interesting because the Facebook ban did suck, but if I hadn't gotten banned from Facebook, I wouldn't have discovered how to do YouTube Live like how they have it set up right now. I might have discovered it a lot later, but by then they probably would have changed it. So if I hadn't gotten banned on Facebook for shit I wasn't doing, then, yeah, you know. So maybe things happen for a reason. Yeah, I'm not in a rush to polish off the rest of this mug. I'm sipping on it, especially after drinking all night. Holy shit. Well, I've been in a celebratory mood for obvious reasons. I bought a brand new gun, and I'm like, it calls for celebration. And the holster I got with it is convenient enough. I mean, it hooks to my belt. Hook it in the sweet spot, and boom. You know, it's a bit cumbersome to get the holster set up, but once you get it set up just right, it carries comfortably enough. Yeah, I'm happy with my purchase. I mean, granted, the holster was like $30, $40, but okay, I got this kick-ass black and green pistol. Might as well get a badass leather holster to go with it. That's all I'm getting at, like, for real. Yep. I tell you what, I love living in Wyoming. I mean, there's some things I don't agree with politically, but that could change because of the way things are with the changing times. But for the most part, it ain't that bad. Living in a gun-friendly state, you know what I'm saying? I might say some fucked up shit, but, you know, a lot of that comes from being depressed about stupid shit, you know. But it ain't nothing but a thing. I can legitimately, the only time I'm not gonna have this on me is, you know, if I'm working or if I'm showering. But any other time, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which is understandable. It's a nice little 38 with my favorite color scheme on it. I mean, that's kind of cool. See, right now I'm trying to get the holster to adjust to it, and leather breaks in. So once that leather breaks in properly, nicely, that pistol will slide in there and it'll fit just beautifully. The action on the pistol is already butter smooth, nice heavy trigger pull. Which is what you want. If you're going to be doing gunslinging sort of shit, you want a heavy trigger pull on that double action. Or otherwise, just a single action. Otherwise, because, you know, that could be a hazardous. If that trigger is too loose and you go spinning and oh yeah, you don't want that. But I'm chilling out, getting my holster to break in more efficiently. So spending a couple extra bucks on a nice leather holster, most definitely worth it. It's the back right here where it's really tight, because it fits comfortably up here. So if I'm going to take it, I'm going to stretch it out. I don't want to tear it, and I'm not going to tear it, but stretch it out on the back so that it comfortably fits. Well, it can fit this way. This one's gonna push in this way. You gotta kind of force it a little bit, but you flip it around this way, and the same results. Trying to figure out how to properly fit this in my holster, and the way I've been doing it seems to be working just fine. So I'm going to stretch out the back end. Adjusting my holster for my gun. I don't think that'll get me banned on YouTube. I think I'll be just fine because the gun's empty. I'm not promoting anything negative. So now we're going to use the science of friction. These stretch out pretty wide. So if I take them, not using them to cut anything, but using them to widen the holster. I can use these wood snippers to stretch out the holster a bit. Okay. This is easy enough. The leather wears and tears after a minute. And it's just like breaking in a pair of cowboy boots if you think about it. Same concept, if anything. So I'm not using these to snip the inside. I'm really using using the friction of the pliers to make, and this holster already fits the gun, but this is going to make it fit more comfortably. Thank you for the $5 donation. I'm sure it's supposed to be a tight fit, but I want it to be a little bit looser on the fit. Not too loose though, but loose enough to where, you know. I got a general idea of what I'm trying to do here. Because as soon as now, like, the end of the barrel is practically damn near sticking through the bottom of it. So it's just about there. Getting a nice custom fit for that pistol of mine. Using little bit of wear and tear and some friction, some basic science. Now if I go down here especially, yeah. Widen it down here especially. That's some good quality leather, man. That's tough shit. That's incredibly hard to stretch out. And for good reason, I'm sure. It's just about there. Just about there where the holster is not too tight on the pistol, but it's at a spot where I can stretch it out just a wee bit. Yeah, there we go. Reduce the friction. I figured out a way to get it to fit comfortably on my belt, the carry, and all that sort of thing. There we go. And at the bottom of that are the pliers for the snipping of the wood as far as I can get it. I use my autistic strength to stretch this holster out just a bit. Give it some wear and tear on the inside so that People say it's supposed to be tight, but it doesn't have to be that tight. You can loosen it up just a little bit. We can definitely stretch the leather out just a wee bit. Just enough so it fits that pistol a little bit more comfortably. This is definitely getting a good workout, man, stretching this holster out. I don't want it too loose, that's why I'm checking it. want to stretch it the opposite side, crisscross, stretch it one way this way, and got this holster to almost fit the entire handle, like almost the entire gown up to the handle. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's take a look at our progress. Look how much further I got the barrel to extend out past on the holster. That's practically the whole front end of the barrel now. Which will make buckling it a wee bit easier, I would think. Not only does this holster need to comfortably sit my pistol, but makes the buckle easy to wrap around the pistol with no issues. So I want to adjust the holster just a little bit. Yes, the holster is supposed to be a little bit tight around the pistol, but at the same time, I'm finding it hard to clasp the thumb clasp here. So I'm gonna make the holster a little bit wider so that hopefully it's easier to clasp. It definitely slides in there much easier. I get to push onto the holster just a little bit further. That thumb clasp the button so easily. So it's definitely getting there. It's not a very, what you'd call quick process. But getting the holster and stretching it to fit your gun is definitely a time-consuming process. I mean, it's like making a tinfoil ball all nice and shiny. It's not going to happen right away. It's going to take as soon as that holster is wide enough to where I can just stick it in there and that buckles into place without too much bullshit. But other than this, really no complaints. figure out where the bend is on that. And then kind of crinkle that leather just a little bit. There we go. I got the barrel going this far, and I don't want to fuck with it anymore. It's because, you know. Making. I don't want it to be too loose. That's tight enough to where it's going to hold it in place, but now the barrel is actually extending to the other side of the holster like it should be doing. But the biggest issue is going to be getting this clasp to button. It shouldn't be an issue if I can get him to just click right there. There we go. I had that click at the button. There we go. So I got it loose enough on the holster where that clicking that button is going to be a little bit easier for carrying it in the holster. And that's how you custom fit a holster to a gun like this. Piece of piss, YouTube. So now, the reason why it's this long right here is so that when you go to draw it from your side, you just, there we go. Now, if you're making any adjustment to your holster using your firearm, make sure it's empty before you do it. Otherwise, you're not being safe with your firearms. And dry firing it, yeah, avoid doing that if you can. For the most part, like, this is a well-built gun, so I'm not worried about it too much, but I'm not going to be doing that like crazy. But I'm just saying, this is a well-manufactured firearm. I can already tell this from couple of inputs that I've had on it. The grip's comfortable enough. And now that I've got my holster to custom fit it, clearly, there we go. It's tight. It's still got that tight grip on it, but now it's loose enough to where the whole thing goes all the way through instead of just peeking out right there. And now it's like about that much past the holster instead of being level with it. So I loosened it just enough to where the clasp is much easier to button. Now, in order to get this on my hip again, all I'd have to do, undo the belt just a little bit. Underneath. And loop on the other side, just like that. Get that belt buckle centered. That'll get the holster to the sweet spot where it'll be most comfortable to conceal with. Get on there, you bastard. There we go. Let's see how the flip on that clip on the clamp right there. There we go. The clamp, or that button, I should say. That's more like it. Quicker on that draw. I can not exactly. There we go. No, not quite. God damn it. There we go. There we go. That's perfectly adjusted. Still tight enough to hold it in place, but loose enough that it'll holster that comfortably. And just standing like this, you couldn't even tell I had it on me. That was a cumbersome task, but I figured if I'm going to adjust the holster, why not make a YouTube live video where I'm just chilling out, you know? Sipping on some Tennessee honey is delicious. Now, when I first stuck my pistol in that holster, the barrel was flush and level with the back end of that holster. And now I can get it to extend just a little bit past that holster. Loosening the leather holster just enough so that the end of the barrel extends past it just a little bit to give it a more accurate fit. And that's more like what I was looking for. Just, you know what I'm saying? Quick as shit now. There we go. I did take quite a bit to adjust the holster on that, but it was worth it because that's much more comfortable. Once I figured out the proper spot for it, which is right where I have it. Okay, now I gotta get the holster to fit the gun more comfortably. Got that done. There we go. Now we can work with this shit. Obviously, I didn't stream while doing KINGCOBRAJFS because that's the kind of content that makes subscribing to their show in the end worth it because you're getting stuff you don't normally see. Okay, so you go to the gun store, you buy yourself a leather holster, and it just barely fits your pistol. It's snug as a fucking bug, tighter than shit. You're thinking to yourself, well, fuck, I bought the wrong size. No, fuck that. Just get some pliers and do what I did. Stick it through your holster and use the handle to kind of widen it using friction. And you'll still get that tight fit, but it'll be looser to a point where you can, because now when I go to flip this off my holster, that part where I flip it with my thumb and flick it, you know what I'm saying? That's easier to access. Getting it put away is less difficult too, so that's, yes. Most definitely, yes. Doesn't do you any good to have a nice leather holster if you can't draw from your holster quickly. And by adjusting my holster just a little bit using those pliers like I just did on YouTube Live, it fits my gun more comfortably and allows me to, access it more quickly. Although YouTube is finicky about these sort of things, like you make a video showing people how to, accurately and comfortably adjust your holster so that you're not spending multiple bucks trying to figure out which one fits which, And the one I bought was designed to fit the pistol I have, but it needed a little bit of encouragement to make it fit even better. And now it fits perfectly. Instead of cutting off the thumb thing, having that little lip on the right there is nice. Because then if I go to flip it, that click, push in, boom. See what I'm saying? Look how easy that was to clip back together. Beautiful. Once you get to that point, okay, that is a perfectly adjusted holster. I can now clip it closed and clip the little strap open with ease. It's not difficult to put away. Oh. Now we in business. Nope, I didn't buy any bullets for it when I purchased it. But it doesn't matter when I purchase bullets for it. That's kind of irrelevant as long as I'm being responsible with it, of course. Yep, exactly. That's gun safety 101. Never load your gun unless you have to use it. And being as I was stretching out the holster that I picked out for it, which already fitted just fine, but it made flipping the little switch, the little leather strap around it, buckling it was more difficult, and flipping it to open it was cumbersome. So it fit decently, but the strap wasn't, you know what I'm saying, stretching it out, making it sink lower into the holster. And now the strap that buttons around there is easy to button, easy to flick open, like the holster should be. Yeah. So if your gun fits your holster and it's made out of leather, but it doesn't quite, you know, you can usually take some sort of tool and stretch the leather out. You know, it's like wearing in a good pair of cowboy boots, if you will. Because once they're broken in and they fit just beautifully. See what I'm saying? It's a metaphor, but yeah. And thinking on my toes, that was a good idea for my holster. Now now that situation of that is perfect. I'll get the smallest rounds possible for it because I live in an apartment complex. I don't need to blow a hole through a wall, just enough to stop the bad guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like that with my shotgun, too. You know, I don't need buckshot and slugs because I don't hunt. So I use small game because it peppers the bad guy, but it doesn't blow a hole through the wall. So I don't need super heavy rounds for my 38 special. It's something that'll penetrate the bad guy, and you know, which I live in a pretty good neighborhood, so I'm not really worried about it. But I'm just saying, doesn't hurt to be prepared. Yeah, this would be a chilling out ASMR, doing various things. Maybe for a couple of minutes, I'm stretching out the holster to make it fit my gun better. Then I'm just chit chatting with fans. You never know. But it's basically an ASMR, yes. it's definitely not too big. The holster is designed to fit that gun just fine, but if I wanted the leather buckle to work with it, I had to stretch it out. And that leather holster fit the gun just fine without the leather. Without the leather buckle, it fit the gun just fine without the buckle. But it's already on the holster, so I made the holster a little bit wider so that I can make the buckle on my holster work. So that not only would it fit it, but it also, I can buckle it with ease and unbuckle it quickly enough. Trouser goth, he says. That's fucking funny. But Friday the 13th is associated with bad luck, and well, mine wasn't unlucky at all. It was actually a very nice day for me. Go figure. Oh. I should have gone to bed after drinking this much, but I wanted to adjust my holster and make it fit my gun better so that I could use the buckle that literally wraps around right here. So that when I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it actually functions like a goddamn pistol holster is supposed to function. And it'd be kind of pointless to have this holster that fits your gun, but you're not even using the buckle. I mean, it seems kind of pointless, and it's a minor OCD thing where I'm just like, okay, you know what? No, there's got to be a way where I can make the pistol fit the holster where it already fits, but how do you make the buckle fit it? Okay, let's try loosening the holster up, stretch out the holster a bit, boom. Next thing you know, my solution worked. Yeah. Yeah, sipping on the last of my whiskey, chilling out on an ASMR, chilling out video of sorts. And despite being a little bit drunk, I fixed my holster to where it functions with both sections just fine. And some people be like, oh, well, if you drink, blah, blah, blah. I'm not encouraging people to get drunk. I'm just saying I seem to function better when I'm wasted. I don't know why, but creatively I start thinking of things from a different perspective. Well, peace out, guys, unless you're still alive in an hour. Took me a minute to realize what you were saying there. Fuck off. Yeah, have a good night. But of course, I'm going to be alive in a fucking hour. Just the thought of me owning a gun triggers people, and I love it. Because they overthink it and they panic and they freak out about nothing, and it's just. uh, and then they assume stupid shit like, oh, he's either going to hurt himself or somebody else. And I'm just like, you're stupid motherfucker. But I try to take that kind of thing with a grain of salt, really, because, you know, it's part of being a YouTube celebrity. You know, people are going to have their opinions about you, like, oh, who's this person? A cynical autistic who rants about damn near everything. Oh, that's original. No, but just a more casual, laid back video where I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing for my next project. I'm trying to fix my holster and make it so that, you know, it functions more properly. And that's what life's all about, really. You set a goal out, you make it happen. My goal was to make my holster work better. I set the goal and I made it happen. You know, it's really just that simple. And if you apply that sort of logic to anything, you can set your mind to do anything really. You know, you want to score that promotion, you want to get that job, you want to, you know, this and that. And what's stopping you? Figure out a plan. And, you know, sometimes when you plan for situations, it doesn't quite go the way you plan. So that's when you gotta, you know, back to the drawing board. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? So sometimes when you set goals for yourself, it doesn't quite go the way you planned. You think, oh, it'll just be accomplished and everything will be peachy, you know? If only it were that easy, but it's not. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to, you know, always have a backup plan. I'm gonna kick off my boots, man, because it's the, yeah, getting a bit more comfortable here on YouTube Live. There's one boot. Oh, look at that. He can count. He knows his numbers. I swear, the way some people fucking treat me, it's laughable. It is literally the most laughable thing. I don't try to act like I'm the smartest person in the world. Yet at the same time, I know I'm not the dumbest motherfucker out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You know, the way some people treat me on social media, they're like, they find out you have autism and they automatically expect you to be some stupid brain dead retard. And it's like, even if I was, nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's beside my point. You know, when they expect that of you and they see that you're quite articulate and able to carry on a simple conversation, And then they find out, okay, there's ways we can fuck with this person and we control them and blah, blah, blah. And they'll continue to try to do it just to push your buttons. So that's when you have to be like, you know what? Trolls are stupid. I'm not going to let them fuck with me. Just that simple. Just that simple, YouTube. For anybody who's thinking about, you know, starting up a YouTube channel, they're like, well, what do you need? You need an idea. Okay, what's going to get people to your YouTube channel? I have a lot of things bringing people to my channel. The what if factor. You know, what if you did this? You know what I'm saying? Nate, there's a bazillion gaming channels out there. So if you're going to do a gaming channel on YouTube, what's going to set your channel apart from everyone else's? All I'm saying is that if you're going to do a YouTube channel of certain things, by now, most of everyone's done a channel on something. So it's going to be hard to be original with a channel and be like, okay, I'm doing this, 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 and this. I guarantee you it's already been done. So don't try to do something that hasn't been done. Create something that you want to make for YouTube and put your creative spin on it instead of trying to be like, oh, okay, I want to try something that hasn't been done, you know. Because as soon as you get into that fucking battle, you're never going to be happy. Because as soon as you do your first video, people are going to be trying to outnumber you with stupid shit. So it's like, you go from eating Tide Pods to snorting condoms, but that's a drastic way of looking at it. But there you go. What the fuck is that shit? Like, you want to do a challenge on YouTube, the Satan Bacon Cheeseburger that I made the other day. That's a challenge. Like, you saw how much that shit kicked my ass a little bit. Like, that shit was making me crying, sweating. It hurt pooping that out. I'm not gonna lie. That's a challenge. I mean, it's crazy enough. That's just like, whoa, what the you know what I'm saying? But it's also safe enough to where, okay, you know, it's not going to kill you if you eat it unless you're super sensitive to spicy food. But consuming Tide Pods, when I first heard about this shit, I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Is YouTube that desperate for a challenge now that people are just going to eat Tide Pods and call it a day? Well, you're super kind of special, aren't you? You're super kind of special, aren't you? Yes, you are. I thought, okay. It's just one stupid thing. It's a stupid trend that'll die down. Surely it couldn't get any stupider. Now, then you're seeing these chicks on YouTube snorting condoms. And then you start to wonder, okay, what the fuck are these kids doing that leads them to think, oh, this will be a super awesome challenge. Watch this. Oh, look at so many views. And it sounds cheesy in retrospect, but then the stupid shit that they do ends up getting a lot of views because people can't realize, just can't seem to figure out, okay, what's the appeal of this? Why am I watching this? You know? And yeah, you can get views on YouTube making videos like that where people ask, why am I fucking watching this? What is the goddamn point of it? Videos like that do get an audience, but then you're constantly having to outdo yourself with the weird factor or whatever factor you're working with. So try to find something you do on YouTube, and if it's already been done before, try to put your creative spin on it. Even if it hasn't been done before, put your creative spin on it. You know what I'm saying? And contribute something to this website. You know? I mean, there's a little bit of something for everybody on YouTube. That's the nice thing about it, is we have a diversity. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and say, okay, well, if you like cat videos, there's like a shit ton of cat videos. Or if you like skateboarding videos, there's a shit ton of skateboarding videos. If you like guitar playing, you know what I'm saying? So the more people create channels and start making content, the more unlimited that content becomes. And the next thing you know what I'm saying? And who knows? Like, you think, well, I don't got the courage to do that sort of thing. You never know, because you could do something on camera one day, and the next day it's got like 3 billion views. It happens. It's a once in a lifetime thing. So that's the fun of creating content, is other people watching it and saying, like, you know what? This motherfucker's cool. I like his shit. Subscribe. Simple as that. But be warned that if you make a YouTube channel, that you're going to deal with a lot of negativity and otherwise overly harsh criticism. And sometimes it's not even criticism, it's just flat out mean. Like, it's not even constructive criticism or criticism at all. Some of the comments people will leave on YouTube are just flat out nasty, mean, and hurtful. And it's like, okay, what did that accomplish? A bunch of drama. Ooh. I bet you feel super accomplished. And that's the thing of it. Most people you talk to fucking hate drama, so why start it? What is... Can anybody explain this to me? What is the point of starting drama? It doesn't accomplish anything. It just makes people's lives more difficult and more stressful than they need to be. But there are some people who love to start drama because they love to watch all the chaos unfold. They love to watch people's reactions. They get a big chuckle out of it, like, haha, look what I did. And you can hate people like this all you want, but you shouldn't hate people like that. You should feel sorry for them. Because anybody who's willing to stir up shit just for the sake of watching other people's lives go to shit, I mean, how sad are these people who are willing to do that kind of thing? Anybody who's willing to do that and stoop that low just to laugh at someone else's expense, it just makes you think, are they jealous of that person or what? In most cases, it does come off as extreme jealousy. In some cases, they're just bored and they're looking for something to do. They're to be entertained, And there's plenty of things. Excuse me. There's plenty of things you can do for entertainment. You don't have to cause drama to stir up shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're starting drama to make yourself entertained, you live a sad and very cold and miserable life. Anybody who starts up drama just to be entertained for the sake of, oh, look how people react to it, whether it be in real life or on social media, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, YouTube, like these kind of people, man. And these kind of people are so easy to spawn out because they'll start saying a bunch of bullshit that's not even true. They'll sit there, well, I heard this, this, and this. Well, I heard that, and that, and that. And they're so fucking easy to spot. These fake motherfuckers that try to stir up controversy just because they want to see someone react. Plain and simple. So next time you're getting bullied or trolled on social media, that's just something you gotta ask yourself is, okay, is this person one of those people that wants me to react via comments or what? Just even giving them a simple, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, I fucked your mother. It's fucking funny as shit, man. When you're talking shit on trolls, it feels good. Someone's talking shit on you, so you talk shit right back on them. It feels excellent. But even then, they're just like, they don't care because they still got a reaction, So it's like, Unless it gets like really, 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 really bad in the comment section, then I try not to respond to it for the most part because, a lot of these people are just immature assholes. And that's the unfortunate part of life is that no matter where you go, you're going to encounter assholes and you can't avoid it. And it's unfortunate. But sometimes you're forced to just be around these people. And I'm not forced to be around these assholes on YouTube. I could stop making YouTube videos anytime I wanted. But the reason why I do it is because it gives me a place to vent. It gives me a healthy place to express myself. And because there's a lot of people who like watching my content. So, that's two birds, one stone right there. Yes, sir. Damn near polished a whole 2 bottles off doing KINGCOBRAJFS. That was crazy shit. Luckily I have a pretty strong immune system, so I hardly ever get sick. Every once in a while I'll get like a little sore throat every now and then. That's pretty common between winter and spring. And usually it doesn't take me that long to fight it off. It's gone within 3 to 4 days normally. Oh, this video has 17 views and 3 likes. Even at 5 o'clock in the morning on an early Saturday morning, I got 17 people watching this shit. For as early as it is, that's pretty sweet. There's 17 people who are loyal as fuck. They're just like, you know what? He's doing a video. Fuck yeah, I want to watch this shit, Thank you for watching the video. I'm not going to end it just yet, as I still have a squizzle of whiskey left. Hold on a second, we can fix this issue. We're going to switch goblets. Added some water to that shot to help it get down a bit quicker, as I've damn near consumed 2 bottles in one night. Watering down that last shot definitely helped, because it tastes like honey water. now I got 4 likes for this stream. Yes, most excellent. I'll have another wand drying on the vice clamp, and it's looking good. It's looking real good. Let that pop cool off for a second. But yeah. Hell yeah, now we got 5 likes. Now we're rolling. That's the last of that comments. Anyways, fine fellows and YouTubers alike, it's your boy King Cobra. I'm not gonna end it just yet, but chill out with you a bit longer. I didn't mean to carry on all night partying, but well. 1 second. You'd be amazed that whiskey just goes right through you. No, actually, you probably wouldn't be surprised. You drink any sort of liquid, and of course, it goes right through you. Oh, yes, a glass of water after. Holy shit. Some good drinking. Yeah, buddy. Try to be a bit more casual with the live streams, but not too casual. Normally, I avoid going pee on camera or poop or any of that sort of thing, but my bladder was full. There's no sense in, you know. But yes, on my next live stream, I will show you the blue wand when it's finished. Yeah, birds. Thank you for watching my ASMR chilling out video. And if you like the live videos, subscribe for more awesome content. Until then, it's your boy King Cobra back at you with another video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later.